Hello, I'm Susanna Magdalena with the Beloved Heart Source, and I'm here today to offer some information and a meditation regarding the healing of heart wounds. So, I first want to tell you a little bit about how this started. So, a number of years ago, I obtained a Rose Oracle deck. Now, this deck is all has images of roses, and they are all the photographs of the creators, Sandy Humby of Rose Alchemy. You can find these on rosealchemy.com. In this deck, though, they're sectioned into subsections of different energies. And there's one section that are referred to as rose angels. And the rose angels particularly work with and identify these heart wounds. 5 heart wounds associated with the divine feminine. Now, the divine feminine is an energy. It's not associated with gender identification. It's an energy that we all hold. The energy of receptivity, the energy of allowance, the energy of flow. That's what the divine feminine energy is. So I started working with these 5 identifiable heart wounds. Okay. Then I moved down the road a little bit. And in self-help books, personal development books, all those things, they talk about fears and how we're called to release our fears and to move past limiting beliefs. Well, I read a book by Leslie Zahn called Outrageous Achievement. And outrageous achievement, she identifies 5 fears. Now, we have other fears, but I feel like they all kind of come under these 5 fears. These are like the umbrella fears, right? But I started realizing something. I started realizing that these fears don't stand alone. They're not like the cheese stands alone. These fears come from somewhere. And 5 fears, 5 heart wounds. I started seeing the correlation. And I started seeing the correlation between the fears and the heart wounds. And I realized that we can't just easily get rid of fears if we're not working with the heart wounds. Once the heart wounds are healed, we're able to see them for what they are. The fears kind of dissipate and move out of the equation. So there's deep healing to be found here. So I would like to take you on a meditation where we go into the heart wounds and the healing aspects of the heart wounds. This meditation actually comes from a teaching that I've created, Healing Path of the Way. Healing Path of the Way has 3 parts. The first part has been launched, Welcoming the Neophyte. And Welcoming the Neophyte is about going in deeply to these heart wounds to find the healing. So take a really good deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth as you allow yourself to become present in the very moment. Take another deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth as you allow all aspects of you, spiritual, emotional, mental, physical, etheric, all the different parts of you to come together in united harmony. I then ask that you take another deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth as you prepare. I ask at this time that you bring your awareness to your heart, understanding that this is not necessarily the physical heart, but more the etheric heart. As you do, allow this energetic space to spin slightly, moving, and as it does, growing and glowing. And breathe. As you are in the space of your heart, I ask that you visualize this space as a rose. Allow yourself to experience how the rose is presenting itself to you. The color, the shape, the individual petals, and perhaps the scent. As the intent of the space is one of safety and security for all concerned, please know that this is what is offered and brought forward for you at this time. As I ask you to take note once again of your rose, is it partway open? Is it completely a bud? Or is it fully opened? And in this place, I ask that you allow your rose to open fully, if it hasn't already done so. So full that it exposes the centermost place of the rose. As this is exposed to you, understand that this is a portal entry into the divine sacred self that you are and that you hold. Settled amidst and amongst the petals is your inner child. Your inner child comes forward and asks to connect with you. And as you do, you and your inner child are asked to dive within this portal entry the rose is offering. And breathe. As you and your inner child are connected and are together, I ask that you bring forward the heart wound of abandonment. Yes, this is the place and the space where you have felt abandoned, you have felt alone, you have felt misunderstood and perhaps not heard. But you are asked to look further into this and how you have perpetuated this by abandoning yourself where you are now and abandoning your inner child. I ask now that you place your hands on your heart space, and as you do, breathe in the healing of self-love and self-acceptance. As this is offered to you through this connective energy with your inner child. I ask now that you bring forward the heart wound of denial, the place that through the abandonment of the divine sacred self, you have denied your worth and your value. Meet your inner child in this place and feel the love emitting from your inner child as you breathe in the healing of truth. The truth that you do have worth and that you do have a value to self, to those around you, and to the world. I ask now that you bring forward the heart wound of judgment. This is the place where when we become abandoned and we deny, that we find ourselves in this place where we are so ultra critical of self. We are our own worst critic, and we judge ourselves so harshly. This brings up the aspect of the perspective of how we think or feel others may judge us as well through our perception. And I ask now that you breathe in the healing of forgiveness. For in this human place, this healing aspect is paramount to move forward in kindness. I ask now that as you are connected with your inner child, that you bring forward the heart wound of separation. That place and space where perhaps you've always felt on the outside looking in, never part of. And how, in where you are in your life, how you have perpetuated this, because it is something that is comfortable and familiar. I ask that you breathe in the healing of surrender. Surrender into self-love and acceptance. Surrender into truth that you are enough, you are more than enough. Truth leads to forgiveness. Forgiveness of being so hard on yourself. That you surrender into the aspect that you are never separated from, but always part of. I ask now that you bring forward the heart wound of betrayal. Yes, this is the place and the space where we have felt betrayed by people, places, things in our world, even by God, Spirit, universe, however we refer. This wound encapsulates the 4 other wounds, and it becomes so immense that we even create sacred vows in this place. The vow that perhaps we will never love again. The vow that perhaps we will never allow again. The vow that we will never see ourselves as we truly are. Magnificent beings of light. And in this time and place, connected with the inner child, we release these vows as you are asked to breathe in the healing of trust. Trust in your divine sacred self and the divine plan of your creation for this life. And breathe. Allow yourself to feel and embrace the healing that is offered. It is not meant to get stuck in the heart wounds, but to allow the healing to come forward, to release the heart wounds so that you may be set free, whole and healed as the empowered, sovereign you that you are. And in this, I offer to you, Shalom Alachem, peace be with you.